listening to it, and I'm in the band, so hopefully that's a good sign that we've done something right.
All right. So, well, the band has gone through a lot of changes over these years, and the concept of the album actually is changed. So, do you want to reflect that era of the band, on the album?
Um, to be honest, we haven't really. We try not to dwell on it as much as we can. I mean, obviously, it's been a struggle for a little while, but as soon as we got Ash on board, the writing just kind of picked up, and we've just been looking forwards to the future and realizing what he sort of brought into the band that we can use to just further what we want to do. He's definitely got incredible range, and the new stuff. It's not as aggressive, I guess, as the older material was.
Yeah.
It's a lot more melodic, and there's still the powerful moments. It still sounds like Tesseract, but it's just matured. Eccles' writing's matured, and we've got a better sense of what we want to do as musicians. So I think no, we don't really reflect or dwell on all the stuff that's happened before. We're just writing new stuff and loving it.
Right. How do you think all fans of Tesseract are going to take this new album, like new vocalists, new sound?
Yeah, I'd like to think that they'll accept it. I mean, the response so far to Ash, because that's the only real change, I guess. While our music's changed a little bit, I still think it sounds like us. The response to Ash that has been fantastic online. We had there's not really been any negative comments that I've seen. If people are as accepting as they seem to have been so far, then it should be a fairly successful album.
Yes. So, and then in this altered state, you have 10 songs. Those 10 songs were the only songs that were written for this album, or you left some songs apart?
Yeah, it's funny because there's loads of material that we've had for quite a while, and there's always something in our arsenal of music that we think, oh yeah, we've got to use that on this album, or we've got to use that on the CP or whatever, and it just doesn't work out like that. Like you got this riff that you want to use, but you can't always fit it into a song. So yeah, there's things that haven't made it, but I'm sure they'll show up in the future at some point. But yeah, a lot of it is, nearly all of it is very new material. We've used a couple of riffs that we've had written for a while, but sort of structured a lot of new material around them.
All right.
Yeah.
And this album is produced, mixed, and mastered by you. You guys in the band. So,
yeah.
Do you think it's better to work this way, like you know the songs and you know how you want them to sound? Or it's just because you don't find any producer or engineer that can match the thoughts in your head?
To be honest, it's the only way we could work doing it ourselves. It's as exciting for Ackle and Amos especially. It's exciting for those guys to sort of create the sound. So they spend as much time tweaking the knobs of guitars and the amps and the Axe effects and whatever that they're using to get specific tones. And I think it's as important as the music to have them running alongside each other. So the writing process for this album was almost a demo process for a while. Like there's not been the distinction that you normally have when you go into a big studio and work with other engineers. We don't really get that distinction because we write, record, and it's all one process. There's not been a specific demo process.